Hey guys, I'm the Nostalgia Kid. I remember it and you should too. Okay, so today I'm talking about the TV series Dexter. Okay, now I'm talking about this series for two big reasons. Number one, I actually got to binge watch the entire series after years of not being able to watch it, just because I didn't want to pay for it or buy the DVDs. But still, it became free on Amazon Prime just randomly earlier this year. It may still be free on there, so if you want to check it out on there, definitely feel free to do so. Okay. Also, the other reason I'm reviewing, or at least talking about this show, is because they actually have a new season 9 coming out. Hopefully within a matter of weeks of the release of this video. In the meantime, let's talk about season 1 through 8 of Dexter and see this roller coaster ride. So, to anybody who doesn't know what the TV series Dexter is about, it's a TV series about a guy named Dexter Morgan. He's a forensics analyst for the Miami Police Department, and when he's not doing his forensic analyst job, he's using all the information he's collected from his forensics analyst job, to hunt down and kill the serial killers that either the Miami Police Department, I should say, did not arrest and put in front of a judge and jury, or he's hunting down all the murderers and killers who slip through the cracks of the system. And for the most part, that's pretty much the entire show. Every week there's a different killer he's hunting down and killing. Well, for the most part, every week. There are a number of seasons where he doesn't really kill people a whole lot, but there's reasons as to why that is as the series progresses. But still, almost every season pretty much has one main serial killer that Dexter either is hunting down or the rest of the police department is hunting down. And usually it gets to this one point where it's like a game of cat and mouse, but there's two different cats and one mouse. You have the cat of the police department hunting down the killer, and you have the other cat of Dexter hunting down the killer. And he's trying to stay one step ahead of the police department so he can take care of the take care of killing this person rather than letting him slip through the cracks in the system. The biggest negative is that after a while, the whole show does become very formulaic. And after season 5, it really just feels like they're going through the motions. Like, yes, another kill, another this, another that, another basically this and that. But in the show's defense, right around the time season, I want to say 6 through 8 were coming out, there was also a massive writer's strike. So you could blame some of the formula to that. Also, one of the showrunners, one of the main creators and runners of the show, did leave right around this time period, possibly due to the writer's strike as well. To anybody who doesn't know, when right around, I want to say 2008, 2010 kind of era, there were a number of different writers' strikes involving payments and involving working conditions, a whole slew of things. You could Google it and look it up. There's a lot of shows back then that really did struggle and suffer from this. There's even stories out there of directors who were literally just grabbing old scripts from the 70s, making a handful of rewrites, and then being like, let's get to work, people. Also, another thing that really restrained the creators and the writers that were left on the show is that the studio, or I guess I could say the network, really did not want them to kill off Dexter. Because if you really look into it, it was actually a very interesting ending for the series that involved Dexter finally being caught and being put on an execution table, similar to how he's killed all his victims, and getting the lethal injection, and then hallucinating while he's getting the lethal injection all of his victims standing around him. So that would have been a far more interesting ending. I'm not going to spoil the ending of the Dexter series. Like I said, it's all free on Amazon Prime. I highly recommend watching it for yourself. And if you want to know a good cutoff point, I want to say watch until the end of Season 5, maybe even the end of Season 6, and then you've probably seen pretty much the best of what Dexter had to offer. Because after those seasons, it really does go downhill for the most part. Even the final season really did feel like they really tried to make it special and tried to make it interesting, but it was a real miss for the most part. Mainly because they do show basically Dexter's full creation story to a degree. It would have been more interesting if they had shown his full creation story. But basically, what they reveal is that there was a psychologist that Dexter's father was consulting with, and she helped come up with the set of rules that Dexter currently abides by throughout the series and is constantly talking about. For the most part, it was a good setup, a good attempt, but the execution was not great. It just was not a good killer that they had as the main killer for the final season. I feel like they should have done something more to have made it special. Like revealed that this killer is the son of somebody that Dexter killed in the past. Because even though Dexter has a strict code that I've already just talked about, that dictates he only tracks down and kills other killers, there are a number of times where Dexter accidentally murders a few people who are technically innocent. And by technically innocent, what I mean is that he did not investigate them, he did not determine whether or not they have done any kind of wrong, like murder or like, mainly murder. He's mostly murdering other murderers, but he didn't. There's at least 3 or 4 people who he killed who he did not properly investigate or vet. Also, early on in the series, they actually revealed Dexter had a brother he didn't know about. And in the books, they actually revealed, well, no, in the books, they show that Dexter actually has children, and his children wind up becoming serial killers. I feel like it would have been interesting if they'd integrated, maybe combine the idea of children, but with his brother. Maybe give his brother a son that we never knew about until the final season, because he was maybe 8 or 10 years old. And maybe reveal his brother had a relationship and things didn't work out. He was trying to be like Dexter, trying to live a normal life. But then, and now we have this son who's been looking for his father all these years and is now a fully grown adult for the most part, basically young teenager, young adult, relatively. And he finally finds out that his own uncle killed his father. And that would have been far more interesting than what they wound up doing in Season 8. As of the recording of this video, I have absolutely no idea what's in store for Season 9 of Dexter, which is coming out not too long after the release of this video. I want to say release date, but I'm a little bit worried it's going to get pushed back. But still, we'll see what happens. But as the recording of this video, all I know is one trailer that shows a lot, but doesn't explain a lot. So we'll see how everything happens with Season 9. Will there be a Season 10? Who really knows? I would, if nothing else, we're at least getting, I believe it's 9 or 10 more episodes of Dexter, which is really great. If they want to do one more season after that, maybe to possibly hint at a spin-off series of some kind, that would be great also. But as it sits right now, you have these 8 seasons, which are okay, which are pretty good for the most part. And you have this Season 9, which is coming around the corner as of the release of this video. And it's a good reason to get a Showtime subscription. Well, that's pretty much everything I have to say. I'm the Nostalgia Kid. I remember it, and you should too.